Join me as I take the challenge of breaking the silence on FGM, female genital mutilation. I'm diving deep into this important conversation and sharing stories that need to be heard. Female genital mutilation, or FGM, is a violation of human rights in the form of gender-based violence that affects millions of women and girls worldwide. It's a brutal practice that involves the partial or total removal of female genitalia, often without anesthesia, with devastating consequences for a girl's physical, emotional, and psychological well-being. FGM is a cruel and inhumane practice that can lead to severe bleeding, pain and infection, as well as long-term health complications such as chronic pain, infertility, and even death. The trauma and fear associated with FGM can lead to anxiety, depression, and post-traumatic stress disorder. And make matters worse, many girls and women who have undergone FGM are often shamed, ostracized, and stigmatized by their communities, leaving them feeling isolated and alone. The physical consequences of FGM are only half the story. The emotional, psychological scars can be just as debilitating, leading to feelings of shame, guilt, and low esteem. Many survivors of FGM report feeling like they're not whole, like they are somehow broken or damaged, and the lack of access to medical care and psychological support only exacerbates the problem. FGM is often perpetuated as a means of controlling women's sexuality and reproductive rights, and is often justified as a cultural or religious practice. But let's be clear, FGM is a form of oppression, plain and simple. It is a way to keep silent girls and women, to take away their autonomy and agency, and to keep them in a state of subjugation. FGM is often deeply ingrained in cultural or social norms, particularly in communities where it has been seen as a rite of passage or way to ensure a girl's purity and marriageability. In some societies, families may view FGM as a way to raise their daughter's social status or to prepare them for marriage. But the truth is, FGM has no medical benefit whatsoever, and it is a violation of human rights that has been condemned by international organizations and human rights groups around the world. In some communities, FGM is also driven by economic factors, such as the belief that a girl's virginity is a valuable commodity that must be preserved at all cost. In these cases, FGM is seen as a way to increase a girl's marriage prospects or to ensure she has not dishonored her family. But the reality is, FGM is a form of violence that is driven by patriarchal attitudes and gender inequalities. I want to share with you a powerful story of a woman who survived FGM as a child. Her name is Councillor Naima, the Worshipful Mayor of Southwark here in London. And she is a fierce advocate for women's rights and gender equality. Naima was subject to FGM when she was just 6 years old. And she's spoken publicly about the trauma and pain she experienced as a result. Despite the challenges she faced, Naima has become a vocal advocate to end FGM. And she has dedicated her life to empowering girls and women to stand up for their rights. Naima's story is just one of many, but it's a powerful reminder that even in the darkest time, there's always hope for a better future. And that is why it is so important that we break the silence on FGM, and that we amplify the voices of survivors like Naima Ali.
I'm not standing in front of you as the mayor of Southwark not as a counselor, not as an ambassador, as a survivor of FGM. Talking about my own genitalia or anybody is not something that can happen so lightly. But it takes courage from a person to come out and speak, to change tomorrow, to change the future. And that's why I say no to shame, and I refuse to be silenced. I refuse anything that had happened to me when I was a child, against my wishes, and no one consented or asked me for permission. I was young. I was naive. I was not able to make any choice or even pick up. Can you imagine? 6 years old going through that. But before I tell you, FGM is being practiced in almost 98 countries. In every country, there are many cultures. So when I speak, you need to know, like, I'm not speaking for every culture, because it might be different. But the fact, the truth is, it's done to a girl almost in the same way. They might call it type 1, type 2, type 4, but the thing is, they slice, they cut a part of us. And that's what I'm talking about. Taking you back to where when I was a little girl, I'll be speaking for millions of girls. I want to be their voice, and young girls who are at risk of undergoing FGM. When I was that little young girl, I remember I was told I will be a woman. You will be accepted. It was one of the amazing days for me. I remember my mother, she bought me a beautiful dark blue dress with white shoes and beautiful hair clip. I knew, but I didn't know that that was something that, just to take that emotion, because I didn't know. The trauma wasn't there. But the women I loved, the women who were there to protect me, they were not horrible. They were not kind of like doing it because of abusing me, child abuse or anything. They did it because of love. Otherwise, they never had any voice. They have to practice. They have to do it. Otherwise, they will lose. They'll be kicked out. They thought that to protect me and to be accepted, I have to go through it. But can you imagine being held tight with my legs apart, one holding you on your head, and then with seized knife and they trace the blade, blood. For many, they die as a result of overbleeding. For many, because of the infection. And just that, one of the type 3, once they cut with razor, and I'm sorry, I'm going to be avoiding as much as I can. Cutting everything, and I will avoid not to use that terminology, just to make it very simple. I believe you all know how the female genitalia looks like. Cutting everything, chewing it up, or just stitching it up, and then measuring with that finger, just to check, no more than that, the small finger. And then they tie you round with a rope from the waist to the 2 toes together. For a week, that's how women walk. And the reason is they want to make sure that place kind of stitched together completely. Now, the first week or so, obviously, can you imagine, you are being tied. You're not going to be able just to sit like that when you want to wee. And I will demonstrate that to you. This is how. You have to be held by 2 women, because men cannot just come next to you, and then put you slowly, and then you will be going straight like that. That is how you will be weaned. Then no type 2, which is pooing or anything. Pain, that bad. But you're a child, when you're a child, everything heals very quickly. But that trauma will kick on later on. Teenage, when they get their men's period, can you imagine there's no proper flow? infection, again pain, some girls will be complaining, but nobody talk to anybody about that because it is shame to talk about FGM. It is shame to talk about intimacy. It's shame we never had the opportunity.
Break
Dan,
the silence.
Quiet. But I'm among the lucky one who can talk, and that's what I decided to do today.
Hello everyone, my name is Kafi Omi. I'm 14 years old and I'm the mayor of Southwark and I'm Councillor Naima Ali's daughter. Today I'll be reading you my poem that I made called We Sing the Same Song, A Message to the World. Okay. I am my mother's daughter, born from pain yet raised in power. She walked through fire so I could be free. She turned her scars into strength for me. She was a child when they took her voice, when no one listened to her trembling voice. Told it was honor, told it was fate, told she'd be pure, told she'd be great. But pain is not purity, and wounds do not heal, when tradition steals what a girl should feel. She was left with questions, left with shame, yet from the ashes she rose again. And now, to the millions of girls out there, I see you, I hear you, I am you. From the villages where the sun rises first, to the cities where dreams take flight, we are one voice, one fight, one light. No more whispers in the dark, no more tears that stain the earth. No blade will touch our bodies, no hand will steal our worth. We are not property, not customs, not shames. We are not traditions wrapped in pain. We are power, we are fire, we are change, and we will never be cut away. No one will make choices for us. No one will take what is ours to keep. Not our voices, not our dreams, not the right to grow whole and free. To every girl who has ever feared, to every girl who has ever cried, we stand together side by side and we sing the same song. A song of freedom, a song of light, a song that echoes through the night. To the mothers, to the fathers, to the elders and the world. Hear us now, hear us now. Let us be, let us live, let us soar.
Break
For we
the
are the
silence.
daughters of a new dawn, and we will never be silent again. Thank you.
My Southwark, my borough, the place where my heart is rooted, where the streets carry the weight of my journey, and the people are the lifeblood of this community. But Southwark also holds a painful truth. Over 7,000 women and girls here and 137,000 across the UK bear the scars of FGM. I stand among them, a survivor. We came to this land searching for hope, but the wound of our past didn't stay behind. They followed us, invisible yet present. FGM isn't just a moment, it's a lifetime of pain. It echoes in every step, every breath, every quiet days. We carry this burden. Imagine arriving in a new country, seeking peace, but still battling trauma. That won't let go. FGM isn't just a physical scar, it is the PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, the pressure on the NHS, the repeated surgeries, and the pain of the defibrillations, the scars we don't always see. Today is day 8 of my work, and I'm still crying for the girls, the ones suffering now, and the ones who may never have to. This heartbreak drives me to keep going and to end FGM and to protect the next generation. I stand with Action Aid, a lifeline fighting to end FGM. They are not just supporting survivors, they are fighting for girls who have yet to be born. On February the 6th, International Day of Zero Tolerance for FGM, we will conclude our work with an FGM conference. FGM is a form of violence against girls and women, and we must fight for the world where no girls ever suffers it again. Together, we can ensure the next generation walks free from the pain we've known. Together, we can end FGM. I'm
Break the
Councillor Naima
silence.
Ali, the Mayor of Southwark. Please keep supporting Action Aid.
My name is Samson Orao. I'm the head of programs Action Aid International in Kenya. I am based in Nairobi. I am participating in this work in solidarity with Councillor Naima Ali, Mayor of Southwark, raising resources to support the work against female genital mutilation and child marriage. This is something which has been very prevalent. We have seen it increase, especially since COVID happened. And so we are joining Councillor Naima in solidarity in this work. And you can see it's a rainy morning today, early morning, 6 a.m. People already going to work. But myself and colleagues have been taking part in this work, in this solidarity, and we invite you to join us and work with us so that we can tackle this cause and we can all join in to protect the rights of adolescent women and young girls and women across the country and hopefully also across the entire FGM practicing communities in Africa and the rest of the world. Thank you, and we really appreciate the support from Councillor
Break
Naima
the
Ali,
silence.
Mayor of Southwark. Asanteni sana, thank you very much, and very grateful to be here. Thank you.
My poem is a testament to resilience and change. I was a child, free and wild, until they took what was never theirs. Wrapped in culture, masked as love, they silenced my scream, ignored my tears. But I refused to be defined by pain. I rose, I fought, I broke the chain. From wound, I built unshaken might. From darkness, I became the light. They tried to break me, but here I stand. Not just a survivor, I take a stand. For every girl who is yet to speak, I'm your strength when you feel weak. No more silence, no more fear. The time for justice now is here. I'm a mother, a leader, a voice. Standing tall, I have no choice. I walk with scars, but not with shame. Their cruelty will not dim my flame. For every child they try to bind, a fight with fire, heart and mind. To my sisters who have felt this is pain. You are not broken. You will rise again. You are more than scars, more than past. Your power is fierce. Your light will last. To the young girls, hear me now. No blade should touch you. I show you how. Your body is yours. Your voice is strong. Stand up, resist, hold on, hold on. I see the future bright and free, where girls can live with dignity, where hand hold, don't harm, but lift and shield, where love, no pain is what we yield. To every girl still trapped in fear, know this, and the end of FGM is near. I am unbroken. I am fire, a
Break the
warrior,
silence.
a mayor, a counselor, an ambassador, rising higher. Thank you so much.
My name is Omar Dubow from Garissa, Northern region of Kenya. Now I am the founder and the CEO of Vision Crafters Organization, which is a youth-led community-based organization. And I'm also a team lead of Men for Change, an initiative that dedicated to ending FGM or female genital mutilation. I also want to protect girls. Girls, there's people who are, so dear to our heart. Young girls, women, mothers, and in our community, we respect women and girls so much. So I was wondering, while we still respect girls and women, why would we do something like this to young girls who are growing up? And my own family at first tried to silence me about this. They were not supporting at first. They were against it. And I just carried on, It's like, it's okay. I had 4 sisters. 1 is older and 3 are younger. So one of my sister happened to be in that, was part of the girls who have been cut at that time. So obviously, as a young brother, I was like, I want to visit my sister. I want to see her. I've not seen her at home for quite some days, and I was wondering what was going on. So I happened to see her. She was she was tired on the legs. She was low on energy. She was she looked terrible. And I'm sorry to say that because that was her condition at that time. So I was wondering, why would someone do this to young girls? Still wondering. So I just walked out and talked to my parent about it. They said, this is just normal. This is how we do in our culture. It purifies the girls. It protects their virginity. It also protect it also protect our name. All those kind of what they mentioned. All those things. I was like, it's okay, but I told her I'm not okay with that, and I will not allow my 3 young sisters to go through these terrible situations. They were like, we will talk about that, and we'll not even discuss that with you. They were like, they will go on with the traditional. This is a traditional things. I was like, our girls must suffer because of traditional. It's like, it's okay. That's nothing about it. We can do nothing about it. It's just our culture, our traditional, something that we have been brought up with. I was like, I tell them it's okay, but we will do something about it. So I mobilize young people who are at my age at that time. So I talked to them about it. They also had their sisters in that phase. They also had their sisters too. So I told them, we used that as a case study. We told them, we visit them and we discuss their conditions and told them this is not this. Let's not allow this to happen in our girls. I have 3 sisters, and I don't know what I will go to do. What I will do with them when it comes to their turn. So it happened like that. I'm just willingly doing it for my sister, to protect my sisters, for the love of my sisters too, and for the love of the other girls in my community. After that, my parent and also other people in the community heard that we are, as young people, we are having this conversation within the community. Cultural leaders heard about our story. They specifically targeted me because they realized that I was the one organizing all these mobilizations and all these conversations or these discussions. They approached at first my own family kind of relative reported me to those cultural leaders, and I was summoned more than 3 times. At first, I appeared on the court. I had a conversation with them, and I did not, but I did not fight them. Instead, I engaged them in dialogue. I listened to their concerns, and I shared the painful truths about the physical and emotional scars FGM leaves on our girls, because that's what I researched and also what I was seeing my sister going through it. And the physical emotions, about FGM and all that. Over time, I was like, at first they told me it's okay, you can go. We will discuss about you later. I don't know until now what they discuss in their respective courts. But I continue mobilizing young people and talking to them about the FGM. At that time again, I happened the other organization. Only I think almost organization was visiting us once in a while. So I happened to share the story with the organization, and they told me that is actually quite an amazing job. But we can obviously they said they can do nothing about it because it was my community, and they cannot actually interfere anything within the community. So I said, okay, I will try to handle everything, because at that time I still am young. I'm full of energy. I have nothing to lose, because I'm just I did not even started going to the university. Just finished my high school. Just like I have nothing to lose here. But I don't know if I will damage my family's name. But whatever it takes, I'm ready. I'm ready for the consequences that will come with that. So I just went forward with my plans, and they assist me, draw a plan and how I will approach the community, and how I can do at least talk to the people, and how I can at least convince my parents that this is, practicing FGM is bad. It harms people. It harms girls. It harms the young women. It harms, daughters. It harms wives. It harms, all women. It was like, and just like that, I tried, first of all, to start the advocacy from home. And I did not fear that I was not, first of all, a little bit of my friends caught up with me, that at least they tried to support me at first. But they were demoralized. They were demoralized by their families, their relatives, the cultural leaders, all people in the community. So I had to do one-man army thing. So it was me and my God and my ability to convince people that FGM is not the way. Those are cultural leaders, my friends, young people who are, same page with me. Today, those same cultural leaders and those same people become my allies in Men for Change initiative, and they are now stands beside me in the fight against FGM, using their voice to protect rather than to enforce harmful traditional things. This journey has shown me that even the deepest resistance can turn into support when you lead with understanding, persistence, and courage. So after that, I became popular in my community. People were introducing me to organizations until the one last success I had was that I was able to be part of people who are drafting anti-FGM policy, a policy that criminalized FGM within Garissa County. So I was part of people who are drafting from zero until the implementation. So we actually launched that policy almost 1 week ago now. And I am super glad that I become all the way from there to the into the decision-making processes for just to protect my girls. Right now, I've saved almost my 3 sisters are free from harm. They are attending their schools, they are attending their madrasas, and we are using them as an example that girls who are circumcised, who are not circumcised, still have a better life to live. And we also have survivors who are also not, we cannot forget in the community. We also have them. And ending FGM is not just a woman's fight. It is fight for all of us as men. And also, I also urge in my community that men must challenge harmful beliefs, break the silences, replace fear with hope. Everyone, every young girl who has ever felt powerless to every survivor who carries the weight of this pain, we still have hope, and that I stand with we stand with them, and I will also continue fighting for their rights. Together, we can build a world where no girl has to suffer in the name of traditions. A world where dignity is not defined by the pain, but by the freedom.